All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 780, our favorite games and movies of 2023 special edition. I'm your host, GVD, here in Long Island, New York, and as always, we're joined by a man who's totally not coming up with his list right now, Wombat.
I'm going to still blame everything on COVID because I can.
What do you mean, you have COVID brain?
Yes. Oh my God, the worst. It is the worst.
For real?
For real. Like, I forget half the things that are going on sometimes. It's
like
very
what?
sad.
Give me an example of some where COVID brain has done
like
you harm.
You asked me what TV shows I watched this year no more than 2 minutes ago, and I couldn't think of 3 shows I watched this year. And yet we all know I watch a large amount of television.
And then you were at Orange Theory earlier, and you completely forgot you were married when you were talking to the college girls.
Exactly. No, I'm fully well aware of that. By the way they look at me, I'm pretty sure it reminds me every time, oh, yep, I'm an old married guy.
I made a tub thumping reference today to some of the younger generation at work, and they had no idea what I was talking about.
That checks.
I mean, they had one hit song, right?
I thought Chumbawamba was like everybody knew Chumbawamba and tub thumping. I thought that was like something that just carried on.
It wasn't that great.
Apparently not.
I don't think
so. Like, how have you not heard that song though? Like that's
my kids know that song, so
yeah.
But it is just the one song
because it's not on TikTok that much, probably.
Did you know that they formed in 1982?
They're also anarchists, right?
Yep. Chumbawamba formed in 1982. Took them 15 years to get the tub thumping.
Well, I mean, look, most bands never get anything.
He's right.
I know. I mean, they stuck with it. Like
they got knocked down.
Experience they were talking to in that song.
They got knocked down and they got up again.
And then they
only got up once.
Right. Then they got knocked down again, and they're just like, fuck it.
They didn't come back.
They're like, we're good.
Anything exciting been going on? You getting the Christmas tree ready, Ship?
Oh, Christmas tree's been ready for I don't know, probably good, 3-4 weeks now, right?
What are some of the novelty ornaments that we might enjoy hearing about?
There's too many.
Well, let's hear a few of them.
There's too many. So my favorite ornament is an Incredible Hulk ornament I made when I was like 3.
A hawk?
Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hulk.
I thought it was like a really good hawk.
A really good hawk.
Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk. And it's literally just like this strip of like green dry Play-Doh with like a little bit of like purplish pink on there as well, and that gets like the top position on the tree every year
because
it's holding up.
Because Dash made it.
No, because I made it.
You made it. Oh
wow, you're a really bad listener because I'm like still perusing things and I heard everything he said.
I didn't hear that he made it.
Yeah, when he was 3.
I missed that part.
Yeah,
I've got the Paula Deen butter ornament.
That's better. Fuck your
Hulk.
Hulk.
Like that one. I'm trying to
be careful. You don't want your tree to get canceled.
How did she get
on the back
canceled?
side of the tree. It's fine.
I think it was using the N-word too much.
Too much.
Too much. There's an appropriate amount. And,
right.
And
she was using it just as much as she was using butter.
Yeah.
Okay. Butter's pretty good. Butter is a good ornament, I feel. It's tough to beat butter.
Yep.
I think I have like, I don't know. I probably have like close to 20 Spider-Man ornaments on there. Like got one like every year for like 20 years straight.
Well, how many different video game console ornaments do you have?
I don't think I have any of the. Oh wait, no, I have the Super Nintendo one. I think I got the Super Nintendo one last year because it plays the opening of Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario World.
Okay.
And then I have like, I think I have all of the Hallmark like arcade machine ones. So like Donkey Kong and Defender and Pac-Man.
Let's see,
there's a few other Joust. Joust is one of them.
Jews get fucked again because we have no like.
Yeah, but you don't have to set it up and take it all down either.
True.
Like you've got a pretty sweet solution there for not having to set it up and take it down.
But as far as I know, they do not make a Spider-Man menorah. I mean, I could be wrong.
There's no way that they don't.
I guarantee you they make a Spider-Man
All right, I'm
menorah.
Googling it right now.
The one I know
probably
is a
sell it
banana menorah. That one's
Right.
pretty funny.
Like, it's probably so common that you could like walk into Walmart and buy a Spider-Man.
No way, because the lawyers are going to be after it if it's unlicensed. And yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see any
It's
Spider-Man.
not, no, it's gonna be licensed.
It's no, but doesn't exist.
I'm looking at one right now. Spider-Man menorah.
What? Where?
It's like a CAD thing, so you could input it and have it.
Oh, that's not real.
That's not real.
That's not real.
Well, that's the only one I see so
No,
far.
we need officially licensed
No.
here. We need.
See, that's what I'm
multiple
saying. That's
You
my
know,
whole
it's
point.
funny.
Spider-Man menorah.
I do see an officially licensed Spider-Man mezuzah holder, but not an officially
No,
licensed
where is
Spider-Man
that's
menorah.
ridiculous.
That's what I see.
What is he holding?
A mezuzah?
What's a mezuzah?
It's a little scroll with a prayer on it,
It's
and
not
you put it-
licensed though. Where do you see it's
and
licensed?
you put it. It looked like it was licensed. It's sold by Judaica Mall.
It looks like it's licensed. It looks like Garfield got run over by a steamroller, and
Oh my goodness!
it doesn't
You're
look
very
anything.
loud.
It doesn't even look like Spider-Man. It's
Very
not even the
passionate
right
about his
color.
IP.
And when you click on it, you can't even like get to. There's
you
no
can't
website.
go to the page. Yeah, the page won't let you there.
Oh my god! See, that's my whole point: is that the Jews don't get these fun types of like marketing things.
Okay, I
'Cause
finally admit
there's
the
not
Jews-
enough of us.
The Jews have had it hard.
Thank you. This is what put us over the top.
This is it right now.
No
This is
fun
the
things for our holidays. It's just like plain old boring menorahs. You get like 2 choices at Target,
Mm-hmm.
and
You got Minch on the bench, right? That was your solution for Elf on
There's
the
bench
Shelf.
on the bench.
that's
yes.
not even like a licensed thing. Like, what is that? That's just a word. That's not like some property that we can all enjoy and be exploited.
There's no bench on the bench cartoon like there is the Elf on the Shelf. Elf on the Shelf gets everything.
It's like, yeah, that's weak.
I bet there's an Elf on the Shelf video game.
There probably is.
Right?
In
There
some
has to
form,
be,
there has
right?
to be. I don't know why there would not be.
I don't know. You thought there was a Spider-Man menorah. You don't really know much about
If there
Spider-Man.
was going to be a licensed menorah, it was going to be a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man one. Yeah.
I mean, that's true, but that's
I'm
where we're
honestly
at.
shocked. And I don't know if I'm wondering now, is there a market for it? Like, is this something that I should be looking into? The Spider menorahs?
Wasn't Stan Lee Jewish?
Yes.
See what happened?
So was Steve Ditko Jewish? I don't know.
Isn't Peter
Yeah,
Parker
Kirby was
Jewish?
Jewish. No, Peter Parker is not Jewish. Ben Grimm is Jewish.
Sorry,
Ben Grimm is the big Jew in the Marvel universe.
it's not great. All right, let's do some show feedback. We have a lot to get to because we have our favorites. Some of us are still coming up with our favorites. Some of us forgot what the word favorites even means.
I have no idea. Anyway,
Yes.
complex configuration has to say, are you insane, Wombat? In relation to just wanting Jeff Keighley reading up some shit and screw the speeches from enthusiastic bad public talker dev winners. OMG. I got a little bit of hate for that, for saying that maybe people who don't speak in public on a regular basis should be given 10 minutes to speak in public on a live stream over a 3-hour span. And I stand by that statement still. I didn't think it was that controversial. I also didn't say that Jeff Keighley should just read shit instead.
I think you said he should just make stuff up and accept the awards on behalf of.
I just said that, they should keep the show going. And I have no problem with people coming up, accepting their awards, saying thank you and walking away. Because again, I don't like it at the Oscars either. I understand that the costume designers work very hard and did a fantastic job. I don't need to hear you thank your uncle. I don't.
What if the uncle was really instrumental in the game being
I
great?
literally don't care.
What
I
if
think a good solution might be like instead of just reading off a list of text that I can read on the screen right next to Jeff Keighley, which is how they were done, maybe like show some clips of the game and maybe like some videos of the people that worked on the game just like waving at the screen like, hey, we made this game.
you can put on other things while the guy's talking, is what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. To like show like
Show
I
like a
don't
little
know.
bit of like a clip from the game or someone
Right.
speed running it or something silly. Like maybe you have
No, none of that. No, I don't
Well,
need. I don't
what
need, I
about-
don't need the streamers part. I just need like.
think about it. Like you have backstage, you say we have, the number one streamer, whoever in the
Dr.
world
Disrespect.
playing, and as the winners come up, we're gonna switch the game that the person's playing instantly to that game that won, and that person just has to jump in and start playing it. It's just something. It could be funny. It could
Especially
be interesting.
when, like, a week later, that streamer gets has
Canceled.
some major public image problem because he cheated on his wife or didn't pay the money for the charity that he said he was going to, or
I just think it would be. It's still more interesting than watching someone who's never spoken in public before be given a 10-minute forum to say whatever they want and stumble through ums and ahs and monotone voices, thanking all the people.
That's why I'm saying just show the video of them waving. Like, just
and they
be
can
there in
hold
the
up
crowd
signs. They can hold up
They can do
signs.
the crowd thing, right? Like where it's like they show the nominees and they're like, "Hey," and the winner is, and
Not them, and they
People
go
clip.
away.
yeah, I don't know.
Look, we can all agree. We all have differences of opinion about the Game Awards, but we can all agree that Alf was the best thing that ever happened to the Game Awards.
Ralph was the best thing to ever happen to Pogs.
And a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Melmac.
NBC.
I mean, he put Melmac on the map.
The guy who played the dad was the best thing to happen to him.
Willie.
What was his name? The actor.
Oh my
Willie.
God! See, this is COVID brain.
I know it.
This is COVID brain right here.
Max Wright.
Thank you. I
What?
knew it was Max something. I just couldn't. I couldn't put it. I couldn't pull it.
We'll pull some more show feedback.
Sure. Captain Magenta 6 says, amazing content as always, guys. Had me laughing hard most of the time. Love the Iron Man figure, Wombat. Keep the toys coming, guys. And here's to another year of the CAG boys. Now, I don't have a new toy this week.
Wombat, what's this motion I'm doing right here with my fingers?
Is this jerking off a tiny penis?
I'm keeping the toys coming. Yeah,
Oh, I get it. So
exactly.
yes,
you were
I
right.
was right.
You were
I was right.
Good job.
Chip, did you get that Magneto?
I did pick up the X-Men 97 Magneto for my kids. Yes,
That
it
was
was on
pretty sweet.
clearance for $750, I think, something like that at Target.
That's really good. Congratulations. That's all. I just thought it was cool.
Thank you
Worth
for
mentioning.
congratulating me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
That's a
thinking
good
it was
find.
cool.
Yep. No, it seemed good. I was hoping, like, I guess maybe they clearanced all that X-Men stuff out.
I have to check
Did
my
that show
Target.
come out?
I guess.
Does that
No,
show
that
come
show's
out
not
yet?
even out yet. Nope.
The toys are already out the door.
I guess. I don't know. My Target, I had to go pick up something that I had ordered earlier in the day anyway. And I'm like, oh, I'll go check to see if they have any of mine. And my store was wiped. So,
Oh.
yeah. It was a bummer. They did have some Agatha Harknesses, though.
Yeah, my store had plenty of Agathas.
I passed.
You passed on that?
I
Like, it
passed.
seems like a fun action figure.
Yeah, exactly. I did pass on the Agatha Harkness.
You
So-
could sing the song.
Yep.
Have her on your desk singing the song.
Agatha all along. That's
Yep.
okay. I got 3 legends now on my desk, and it's probably more than enough. So,
Agreed.
mm-hmm.
I added some more show feedback. You don't have to read it if you don't want to.
Trod. Okay.
Okay.
We can move on to watch this jerks. thing.
Okay. Sure.
So I guess now I'm not sure if this is
Aw.
like on the cusp of being in my top 5, so I don't know if I want to mention the movies, or do we want to do our top 5 movies and TV of the year under Watch This Jerks?
The TV too?
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk
No,
about
I'm
new
saying
stuff
the
first?
TV that you put on here also.
No, not the TV. The TV I put on here
Okay,
is
so
not in my top
let's
5.
table the movie till later then.
Okay. So I did watch the first 3 episodes, because there's only 3 episodes out, of the new season of Reacher, with Alan Ritchson as Jack Reacher. And I still really like that show. And that show is it's the daddiest dad show that ever dadded. Did you know? It's like, it's a show for old men to
Except
watch.
Dad
and
could
be
beat
like,
up everybody.
Oh my God, he beats up so many people. It's awesome.
It's like a
That's why you
superhero.
watch the show.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I know. It's a Batman show. It's literally just Batman. I'm not the first person to say that. It's not like a hot take, but yeah, It's like, oh, here's a big guy who's smarter than everyone else. Also, he's gonna solve the mystery and punch everyone in the face.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of what you want sometimes out of your TV show.
Mhm.
So I kind of really like it. So, Reacher, go watch it.
Yeah, we watched a few episodes of the first season. I thought it was good.
Mhm.
I like just watching the clips on when they surface on YouTube of him just beating the people. You know, he's like standing up for somebody or whatever, and he says something clever shit. He gives the guys a chance to surrender. They never do, and then he just fucking beats the shit out of them. It's pretty good.
It's the best. Yeah. And that's like even in the first episode, like they're sitting at a table and a guy comes over, he starts giving them shit, and he's like, listen, I'm trying to be nice to people these days, so I'm gonna give you one chance to walk away. And the guy goes, there's 12 of us and there's only 7 of you. And he goes, oh yeah, I was kind of hoping you'd have more guys. And then he beats the crap out of everybody.
And it's believable because he's big, at least. Like
he's
gigantic.
Like the unbelievable part of it is that anybody wouldn't surrender.
Yeah. They even want to fight him in the first place.
Yeah, this is the guy that you're walking up to and picking a fight with.
Right. I think like in earlier in the season, there's like 3 guys who are waiting for him to beat him up at his motel or something.
I literally watched that clip today.
And I'm like, I don't know. Like that guy's pretty big. I don't know that 3 are enough. Like they seem pretty confident. Basically, like yeah. Anyway, it's good. Yeah. We started watching the first episode of a show that's also on Amazon called I'm a Virgo.
That's the Boots Riley show.
Yes, and I really liked his movie.
Sorry to Bother You.
Sorry to Bother You, which is really weird.
I saw that movie.
Okay,
that movie is bananas.
It's very smart, and it gets very weird. And this show is also very smart and very weird, and it gets very weird right away. It's about a 13-foot teenager, and like it takes place in Oakland. It's like a predominantly black cast, like it takes place in the like the hood, I guess, and he's been sheltered his whole life. He's like, I forget how old he is, and it's like 18 or something or 17, no 19. I think he's 19. Anyway, the parents don't want people to see him, so they basically just hide him, which is hard in the house. And eventually he gets out, and it's about just how people react to him and how he reacts to people being sheltered. It's just like, I only watched the first episode, but it's like very, I don't know, the writing is so good. Like it draws you right in. Like it's like heartwarming. It's heartwarming and smart and weird as fuck. And it's just unusual. Like it's just an unusual combination of those things. Like you just don't see that. So we only watched the first episode. I think the whole first season is done now, I'm sure, but it's a great show. I'm the Virgo. I would definitely recommend. It's for adults, though. It's an adult show.
How quickly does he sign with an NBA team?
I don't know. But you would think that's what I said. Watching with Mrs. Cheapy. I mean, yeah, it's
I think any NBA team would be like, I don't care if you can move or not. You're gonna stand here in the lane. You're gonna be the 13-foot tall guy in the lane.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm sure that maybe that happens. I don't know because he hasn't really been. I only watched the first episode, and just people are starting to see him.
If it
now.
Doesn't happen, basketball does not exist in this universe of this TV show.
I don't know what to say. I mean, well, I'm not going to look it up because I like to be going blind. So that's I'm a Virgo. Totally recommend that. Just even watching the one episode. Wombat, I watched Obliterated. I was looking for something to watch today because I was so tired from Orange Theory. On Orange Theory days, sometimes when I'm really tired, I'll watch like some Netflix or something.
And today was a crazy Orange Theory day.
Today was a tough one. So I saw Obliterated there, and I was like, "Hey, Wombat talks." I know that name because Wombat mentioned it. Mm-hmm. That's you call it like an over the top like action hard R-rated show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into it. I bailed they had to get naked faster. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 minutes in, there was no nudity, or maybe 15 minutes in, there was no nudity. I don't know. It wasn't smart enough for me without the nudity. So I bailed on that.
I feel like you needed to give that a little bit more of a. I told you have to watch the first episode.
Okay.
But you have to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
And if you don't like it after the first episode, then I'm on your side.
Got it.
But to say you only made it,
15 minutes, 20 maybe. Yeah. Okay, I'll go back.
Yeah.
It's, it saved my spot. It's fine. If you say that, I can go back to it.
okay.
I was waiting for the titties. It had a really promising start at the Vegas poolside, serving up the drunk Asian women. I'm like, this is definitely going in a good direction. And then nothing happen. No nudity or anything. I also watched the first 15 minutes of the Super Mario Brothers movie because that is also on Netflix. And I thought, hey, let's see what all that $1 billion of hype is about. And I don't know. I turned it off when they switched to that like side screen view of them running to get to their plumbing job.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do. It was clever.
I was like,
yeah.
All right.
Oh, and I'm taking the movie off my list. So.
Oh, okay. Good.
So
good.
We could just briefly
Behind the
mention
scenes
that
action.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, you know what I really liked? This is like you said, it all has to literally.
Or we can
comes
wait
back
until
then.
later and still talk about it then.
We can wait until later and talk about it then. I'll call it an honorary mention.
All of these things.
All of these things are happening right now. It's very exciting.
I did enjoy the nonstop Mario and Nintendo references that come at you through the.
That's what the
Mario
movie's supposed to be. You
I
can't
know,
really
but
be
it's-
upset about like.
I wasn't
that
upset.
movie
I wasn't
being
upset.
like, oh, I recognize these things.
I
Like, that's
know,
what that
but I was
movie
just
is.
like, I was like, sigh. I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, Jumpman. Yeah, I see that. And like, am I supposed to be just constantly scanning the screen to find like
Yes.
little? Yes. I guess that's supposed to distract you from like the lack of anything else interesting going on. for the
There
most
is
part.
no plot to that movie other
Sure there
than
Yes,
look at these guys. Look at these
Stop
guys.
Bowser from Marion Peach.
Look at these guys. Hey,
Hey,
look,
look,
it's Donkey Kong.
You know
Look
what
at
they're
these
doing?
guys.
They made a gajillion dollars.
All right.
I
Didn't
mean,
say it was bad.
I
just
like
said
the
that-
part where they said, "Hey, look, it's Donkey Kong."
Hey, look, it's Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Huh?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's the
Look-
best part of the movie.
LeBlorst in the chat says also no one got nude fast enough in the Super Mario Brothers movie. True.
I don't know. You see full frontal nudity very quickly in that movie.
Those penguins, those blue penguin things.
Hey, Mario's laying pipe.
Ugh.
Ah,
I felt like
the
Luigi
worst.
wasn't tall and thin enough also.
Mm.
That's my other complaint.
Is it your complaint?
I identify with Luigi. See? Look what
I
I'm,
see
look what I'm
that.
wearing.
Mhm. I get it.
I
I get it.
all right. Should we do new releases real quick? I'm sure there's
None. There's
there's
like none.
okay.
None.
Not
We
even
talked
some-
about that Avatar game briefly last week.
It's already discounted.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Let's do Wombat's Fortnightly News and then we'll get into our favorites of 2023.
Sure. I mean, this, as far as Fortnite goes, I don't have much to say this week. Just, we talked a lot about it last week. I'm still playing that game. Yeah.
But what about the big news this week? Or are we too big to talk about are we too good to talk about the
I would say we could mention the thing that happened, but I honestly don't know much about it. other
Here, let me
than-
play you this clip of Wolverine talking.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
I didn't cue that up.
Wolverine is in Fortnite.
Great.
I have 2 Wolverines in my Fortnite.
Not in my Fortnite.
That's what makes Fortnite so great. He could be in your Fortnite, though, when you connect with Wombat's Fortnite. There could be multiple Wolverines. So
That's
many.
true.
Too many.
All the Wolverines.
So the big news item this week is that Insomniac Games, which is owned by Sony, got hacked and ransomware attacked, and was asked to pay $2 million worth of ransom. Didn't pay the ransom, and the hackers released a shitload of data, including employee data, but also like their plans for the near future, including videos, design documents, I think, like the whole gamut of materials that you don't want out there, including like a lot of video of the new Wolverine game. Well, the Wolverine game that's coming out in 2 years. Is that what they said?
Yeah,
I mean, all the
come
dates are
out.
on there.
It doesn't come out for a while. So any footage that released, the game may look nothing like that by the
For
time
sure,
it
it's
comes
going to look
out.
nothing like that.
So it's very strange. So
I mean, it'll look something like that. It's just not. It doesn't have any of the effects or any
Yeah,
of the goodies. the important stuff.
It'll be different. It's what they're showing now. You can't be like, oh, this is what this game's going to be. You can't judge it one way or another. It's too soon.
You can only judge it for what it is, which is
Exactly
hitting people with claws.
It looked pretty good to me. I mean, I watched it on my phone, and I'm sure like it was small, so you can't see a lot of detail, but certainly that looked like what my idea of a Wolverine game should look like, where you're.
Mhm.
I mean, there was a great one on PS2. Was that
that was the good Wolverine game. Yeah, yes, there was one good Wolverine game, and it's good times. Was it PS2 or PS3?
I feel like 2.
Mm.
Wolverine Rage
Wolverine's
or something.
Revenge. That was that the name of that game?
Good Wolverine game. Oh, there's so many fucking Wolverine games.
PS3. It was PS3 according to the chat.
Okay, the chat knows.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine Rage. Yeah.
Rage, okay.
X-Men Origins Wolverine's Rage.
Revenge was the one before that. Revenge, I've played that one recently. That one.
Why?
Because my kids like X-Men and I play old stuff.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, that's the one.
There are. Have you played the X-Men? Was it X-Men Legends? Those were good games.
I have played the X-Men Legends, but not recently.
Yeah, the kids might like that. That has many X-Men.
They might like it. Okay, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's that overhead view. Like they're not really interested in that overhead view. They want to be in on the action.
They want the claws going right through the fucking head in 3D.
Should not.
Right.
They should not play the original NES X-Men then.
Probably not.
I don't think anybody should.
No, that game is
The original NES X-Men. Have I played that before?
by LJN where you
it was on Genesis, right?
No,
Two?
that's a different game.
Different
X-Men
one.
on the Genesis
Oh, that's good.
is a good game. X-Men on the
I played that a lot.
NES. Yes,
Hard,
it's very
yeah.
hard, but it was gorgeous. X-Men on the Nintendo was
Mhm.
very bad, and you had to press, I believe, the select button to retract Wolverine's claws,
That's great.
but it didn't say that anywhere.
Oh, great. I like
Uh-huh.
that.
That's called good game design.
Oh yeah, I've never played this.
And I believe it's like top down, isn't it?
It's like a basically top down view.
And the only two
must have played
characters
it.
you could play as are Cyclops and Wolverine. I believe, unless
the
that
playable
I could
characters
be wrong
available
about.
are Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Iceman. So you're close.
I was close. I got two of the long roster right. I think they all just do the same thing though, so whatever, it doesn't matter.
Looks
I
like-
stand by it's a bad game.
It looks like ass. All right.
It's bad.
So that was like a pretty big news item. And then I noticed like the discourse around that was to what extent should the gaming media or like the enthusiast media talk about the leaks and so on. Because pretty much you go to IGN, it's just like you can just read everything. It's just listed like here, these games are coming out in these years. And I don't know if they had the videos. I'm not sure if IGN like posted the videos. That maybe you had to go to Twitter for or elsewhere, but I don't know.
I mean, that part of it, once it's out, like it's out there. So like if you're a news outlet,
You kind of have to.
you kind of have to report that portion of it. I can see if you're not going to post the videos or things like that, but like the just information itself.
Like Wolverine's coming out in this year, and
Right.
this game is coming out in that year, and so
Right.
on.
Like here's a game that looks like they're working on, like
Mhm.
that stuff you have to like the employee stuff is the stuff that like, yeah, you don't go after that stuff. You don't touch that at all.
What if you think that people really want to get in touch with those employees? Is that okay then?
Probably still not okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe check with the lawyer.
Probably not. Yeah. So I don't know. Like kind of crappy situation.
I looked at, I was wondering how the thought process is through Sony, like if they're going to pay off the ransom or not. Like they must just compute. Do you think they just like compute like what that damage is worth? Do they compute, and along with like, are we going to get more or less of these attacks if we pay off.
I mean,
the
if you pay them
people.
off once, what's going to keep them from coming back again?
Well, you would think that once this happens once, you beef your security up to the point where this doesn't happen anymore. I mean, I don't know how possible that is to control, but you think you learn a pretty big lesson at that point, and you don't learn a lesson. Nobody learned. Didn't they get hacked a few years ago? It was Sony Pictures, right?
Yes, that was Sony Pictures. That was when the emails were leaked about Spider-Man.
A lot of things were leaked.
A lot of emails about Spider-Man.
Simon Cowell wanted Howard Stern's job on America's Got Talent or whatever that show is.
I mean, the only thing on this, like, it doesn't really damage them. Really, like, hey, all these games that people want are coming, right, by a studio that people trust,
right?
Like that part of it, it's like, okay, kind of sucks for them that it's getting announced early, and then like you could say that like competitors would know what's coming, but it's like it's not like Xbox or Nintendo is going to go like make a game that's similar to that.
Or making an X-Men, like Nintendo's not going to make an X-Men game, like
right? Like it's not like you're going to go get that license and like, oh, okay, now
who can we combat the X-Men with?
Right.
Mutant. We're going to make the Mutant Brotherhood game. See what I did there, Wombat? Are you impressed that I knew about that?
The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants?
Fuck. How about Hellfire Club? That's something.
That's something, yep. Sure is.
By the way, I watched the Batman movie again, because remember you told me that it was actually really good when I told you I didn't like it?
Yes.
So I watched that again over several installments, and I agree. I like it again.
Good. That movie is very good. I could talk too long about that movie and why I think it's very good.
Oh, I almost broke my arm trying to protest that.
I like that movie because Batman has an arc, and he's not the same person at the end of the movie that he is at the beginning of the movie, and it's something that other Batman movies have failed in doing, and that's actually make Batman a character with growth. There you go. We can move on now.
Because he was making out with a Catwoman.
Yes.
He had growth.
He was in
the pants.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Bat pants.
No, it's whatever.
All right. More Fortnightly news, Wombat. Bobby Kotick is out at Microsoft, Activision, Pandora, Stitcher, SiriusXM.
I know, because I start on December 30th. That's right. I'm in charge now, baby. I hope you like them Call of Duties, because we got Call of Duty carts. We got Call of Duty Fighter. We got Call of Duty Brawl.
I feel like Bobby Kotick was talking about how he was sticking around for a long time.
He has to say that.
But, yeah, he has to.
But like,
it doesn't matter.
No.
People say things all the time.
Yeah, this is exactly when.
Okay. But I feel like it's not even that's not a selling point, though, I feel.
What's not a selling point?
Having Bobby Kotick around.
No, it's not a selling point, but it's part of the the transition plan. You have to have that. Like that's the same at any of these companies that get bought. They're like, oh, we're gonna keep the leadership around, and then 3 months later, all those guys are gone because they've now got the structure in place to like.
And they fucking hate those guys.
Yeah,
no, probably.
So, thanks for all the games, Bobby.
Yes, yes. And
I still can't believe that there hasn't been any Activision games on Game Pass yet. I thought that maybe even like a Christmas drop. I'm not saying Call of Duty games. Not saying that. I'm saying like a Spyro.
You got all these plans already in place though for Game Pass.
I guess.
So
Spyro and
you don't just like keep that. Like you wait until like subscriptions start. Like
I didn't say all of them. I mean like a Spyro game or a Crash game.
But those are all the collections really. Right? Like you're talking about the Spyro collection or the Crash collection.
Yeah, it would be nice. Or one of the kart racers.
Is that what you want?
Too. Maybe.
You want that?
I'm not saying it's what I want.
He
I
just wants something for free. He wants a gift.
I already paid for it, first of all. So I don't. It's not free.
Owe him.
I pay for Game Pass. So I
he paid for Activision.
Yeah, exactly.
Indirectly.
they'll be coming. Don't worry.
I know.
Keep your subscription going.
Some old ass Call of
coming.
Duty is coming your way.
I think my subscription's up in like April. I should look into that.
That's when it's gonna hit. That's
right?
when Spyro is gonna be right there going like, cancel now.
Yep, they're gonna come out with Skylanders Unlocked.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but
it's not gonna happen. It should, but it's not going to.
The last thing I put on here was new data has come out with up-to-date PlayStation 5 versus Xbox console numbers, and it looks like PlayStation 5 has outsold Xbox 3-1, which is not particularly surprising at this point.
No.
I just even like anecdotally walking around a shopping mall around Christmas time, and even like early last month, people walking out. I see a lot of PlayStation consoles and bags. Not too many Xboxes being walked out of the store. But Microsoft says, look, they're doing fine, making money, subscriptions, etc.
So if they're making money, you don't have to be the top in your field if you're making money.
Especially when there's only 3.
Right. It's like, okay, someone's going to be third. If all 3 are making money, that's better. That's good for everybody. Especially the gamers, right? Isn't that the line?
I think the line is fuck the gamers.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh.
That's my line.
Hmm.
I'll just give a quick shout out to 2 games that I've been playing recently before we get into our favorite whatevers. Ready or Not on the PC, which is maybe I mentioned it quickly, but it's it just got updated to like its release version. It's a tactical shooter. You know, you're supposed to play like police, SWAT team.
Oh, yeah,
interrupting, like robberies in progress, all of various kinds, school shooting, like everything, things that are, it's hardcore, dude. This is hardcore.
No, thank you.
What's that?
No, thank you on that.
Well, you don't have to play that level. There's different levels you can choose. Like,
all right.
I mean, I didn't play that. I'm not up to that level. I think that's very advanced. It's very realistic and hard, so I die a lot and I don't get very far. I've got to the meth lab apartment level. It's pretty difficult because you have to arrest or kill everybody. You have to sort of know what you're doing, like with wedging doors and making sure people don't like leave the scene and stuff.
Seems bad.
No, it's fun. And,
no, I mean for like humanity in general.
Oh, why?
This doesn't seem like that. It should.
But like Rainbow Six, how is it different than Rainbow Six?
Because of the context of the real life situations that are there that are civilian related.
But the Rainbow Six had the similar type situations.
Not that similar.
There's a lot of Rainbow Six games.
There are a lot of Rainbow Six games.
There's
like one now though. But
there are missions. The missions are you're basically you're a SWAT team and you've got to defuse. I mean, but in these situations, the diffusing of the situations is always
it's just shooting everybody.
It's shooting everybody or getting them to drop there is a button that you say get down, drop your gun, police, and then they hopefully they do, and then you arrest them.
Is that what the button says? You have to get a special keyboard for that?
No, it's just the F key.
Oh, okay.
But it says like I don't know what it says. Intervene. I don't know what they call it, but it goes get down, everybody on the floor, get down. And there's mods.
That's a lot of words to put on one key.
Stop.
Is it like the size of the space bar, or do you just put a sticker on the space bar?
Anyway, Ready or Not is the game. Shipwreck is morally against it.
I'm waiting for him to put the glasses on as you talk about it.
No,
it's realistic. Like it's not like a frivolous thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Well, I know that they could intend it to be that way, but I can just imagine how people are playing.
But you're the cop. You're always the cop. You can't be the school shooter
until the cop is that.
What do you mean?
In the game,
in a game, eventually, as the police officer, you could just shoot everyone in the school.
No, you can't do that. The game ends when you do that.
Okay. So just one.
It's serious. It's a serious. This is not a joking matter at all. This is Ready or Not.
Got it.
Yeah. And if you look up when you look up the videos of the game on YouTube, the people who play it are very serious, and they're cops, a lot of them, and they play it.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
I'm just, what do you mean better? It's a fucking video game. Are you like Elon? You don't. I didn't like Grand Theft Auto 5. I found it hard to commit crimes. That was hilarious. That's finally he says something funny. All right, is it time? Oh no, I also played another game called Exit 8, which is on Steam. It's like you're in a Japanese subway station, and it's like a puzzle game where you're supposed to notice things that have changed in a hallway, but it's also got like jump scares in it. So, yeah, called Exit 8. It was $4. It's critically acclaimed.
We've been playing a lot of Goat Simulator 3.
It's on Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah, so
yeah. That's a good time. It's got 4-player local co-op on it.
Ty played a lot of the second one.
No, you didn't. The second one didn't exist.
Ty played something. He's got it. Maybe we bought it.
There's only 2 of them.
Oh, we have. I don't know.
There's Goat Simulator and Goat Simulator 3.
Was Goat Simulator 3? Oh, have been out for a long time.
Been out for about a year.
Oh, maybe I bought it or something.
Yeah. It's the one. It adds a lot of like quests and just things to do, whereas the first one was more just
you're
like
a goat.
You're a goat and you're doing silly stuff. Like this one is larger and has like, I don't know, your standard type quests as you're going around in an open world game. It's
collect the GOAT.
Maybe not. Do you do that? I don't know. I haven't done that mission.
That was in the first one though.
Yeah, I think that was in the first one. Yeah.
All right.
Good game though.
Nice. Time for our favorites.
Sure. Are we doing movies and TV first?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Who wants to? So I watched a lot of stuff that I thought was really good this year. And I divided mine by category rather than like count them down. Well, look, you can do it at your age. Rebecca is so mad.
I'm not mad. I'm like, go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were like frustrated that
I did mine in categories too. They're called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's fine. Fine. I had more than 5, and
Jesus. Well, then get to it. What's on your list? What are we starting with?
Okay, I'll tell you my favorite documentaries of the year. Okay, and I'll give you one favorite out of all of them. The Carlos Ghosn, The Last Flight one. That's about the Nissan executive in Japan who got arrested and then fled the country. That's on Apple TV. Very good. Wombat, you watched this one, Chimp Empire.
That was good.
That was really fucking wild. That's like you've never seen chimps like this before. This isn't your daddy's chimp documentary. These chimps are in your face in 4K, and they're fighting, and they're loving, and they're sad, and they're triumphant, and one of them is named Abrams. So there's a lot to like about Chimp Empire. That didn't make your list, Wombat?
No, it's not on my list.
Okay. I also have Waco, American Apocalypse, which I thought was very interesting just to show.
Oh, I saw that too.
Yep. That's Netflix?
I think so.
Yeah, that was just, I'd seen the original Waco documentary, and it was just, I don't know, very well done.
It's a bummer. It's a real bummer.
Yes, the situation was fucked up. Not a bummer, though, was the RoboCop documentary, called RoboDoc, the 4-part documentary, which was so good that even Mrs. Chibi was into it, and she really doesn't,
Was that your number one doc of the year?
No, it was not.
Oh my God, what was it?
The number one doc is Telemarketers, which is on HBO Max, about the two fucking weird guys that decide to make a documentary exposing the corrupt telemarketing industry, particularly the people who are calling on behalf of police, benevolent funds, and officer funds, and things of that nature. It's true like gonzo documentary filmmaking, and it's fucking crazy. So that's Telemarketers. And those are my favorite documentaries of 2023. Who wants to do their whatever?
I mean, I was not that detailed. Then
It's
again, I also
okay.
just made this. I put on my list because I haven't talked about, because I do watch a lot of stand-up specials on the Netflix and other things.
Mm.
And my favorite stand-up special of the year was Pete Holmes's "I'm Not for Everyone."
Okay.
I thought it was very funny, and in an age where there's a lot of comedians that go out of their way to try to be edgy for controversy's sake.
Right.
He isn't. And in some ways, I think what he has to say is subversively very edgy in a very friendly way. And he pulls it off because it's funny. That's the other thing that I think is very important to say about the special. It's very funny. But he says some things that there's a clip going around now where he talks about, why he believes in God, because he was very religious. He's not super religious anymore, but he's still a very spiritual person. And he talks about God in his stand-up special in a way that's not condescending to anybody. But it's a very interesting, and it's a really good clip. You'll probably see. I could send it to you after the show. But the whole special though is really funny, and it's totally worth your time. And and that's what I picked as my top stand-up of the year. Was the Pete Holmes special. Mm-hmm. The Nick Bargatze special from this year was really good too. But and John Mulaney's was also not bad. But,
Nice. So you do have categories.
I guess as I say things, I remember other things I watched.
That's good.
My number 5 movie of the year.
Yep.
Yes, I didn't watch too many movies, so I couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
have
mine are
some,
all
though.
movies.
My list has one movie on it, which is weird. Yeah, go.
I watch far more movies than I watch TV, but we know this. It was kind of a documentary. It was Air. That was the movie about the first Air Jordans, basically, and the history of Nike and how they actually got into basketball, like and became like
Nike
cheapies tracksuit provider of today. They might have still been in that market if they were just like, they still would have been in the tracksuit market if it wasn't for this. But I don't know. It
didn't hurt.
No, it didn't hurt. There's some really strong performances. Like Ben Affleck as Phil Knight is, I don't know. It's just it's a funny performance. Have you, neither one of you watched it?
No.
I watched the last half hour of that movie.
That's a weird way to watch a movie.
I didn't plan it. I walked into a room where it was on and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen it. And the people in the room were like, well, we're not starting it from the beginning.
And we're not stopping.
Pretty much. So
I feel like that's the wrong way to watch it. I feel like
I mean, I got the gist of it.
Faster.
Yeah, I think you get the gist of it pretty quickly.
I'm like, I know what the movie's about. It's not like I felt like I missed anything, to be honest. Which I don't know.
Well, you know what, it's the type of movie where you already know the story, so it's just about if it's enjoyable to watch it scene by scene and what they've done with it.
Exactly. It's like, I wonder what's going to happen to this Michael Jordan guy. Is he going to make it in the NBA?
Right. And he went on to be one of our nation's best gamblers, which is great.
True.
What else?
You're next.
I'm next. I have a drama category and I have a movies category. You want my movies category?
Sure. Let's hear your movies.
Okay. My movies category, I only have 2.
How many categories do you have?
Because I got 17 categories.
It's okay.
Yes. My best TV series about fish is Mermen. No. It's my movies are Reality. That's the movie about Reality Winner, the person who took the documents and leaked them. But the cool thing about this movie is it's entirely, all the dialogue is from the transcripts of the recordings that the government recorded her through the various wiretaps and such. So it's real. Like everything is that 100% from the transcripts. So very interesting to watch it, tense and good performances. The other movie that stands out is The Killer, which is on Netflix. That's the one just came out recently about the hitman.
I like that movie as well.
It wasn't the best fucking thing I've ever seen, but it was entertaining
it gets its point across.
Yep, and yeah,
it doesn't overstay its welcome.
it was good enough for me, and you know, I am very demanding.
As Netflix originals go, they don't get much better than that.
Fair enough. I have a hard time sticking in there with a lot of these Netflix movies.
Yeah.
I have a hard time remembering what other movies we watched this year. So those are the two that I have. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but
Oh, I only have one movie on my list. I guess I could do that, and it wasn't even going to be in my top 5. But it's a movie, so I guess I'll say it. I watched Barbie over the weekend, and I really enjoyed Barbie. I thought it was really good. I understand why it made $1 billion, but that's really more of an honorable mention than a pick. My next actual pick is the Big Door Prize on Apple TV.
oh,
That's a show about the machine. It
yeah, we
spits out
really
a
like that
word,
show too. Fuck,
and
put that on my list too.
That show was surprising to me. I didn't think I would really like it.
I made you watch it, didn't I?
Nope, I watched it on my own, and yeah, sorry. Oh, you know what? Yeah, sure. You made me watch it. I'll make you feel good. I watched it because you told me to.
Feel like that's what happened.
Sure. And that show is really good, and it's a cute show. It's because again, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but it's the kind of show where it does subvert expectation, but it subverts expectation in a light way. Like, does that make sense?
It's cute, but it has a little darkness in it, and and it's also part thriller in a way.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. I knew this. There really is just an incredible amount of good TV series on that you can't, like, you could do a whole, you could do hours talking about all these shows. And that's in part why my game list is so short, because I'm spending time that I would spend with Mrs. Chibi playing games. We wind up watching one of these TV shows.
You watch The Big Door Prize, which is worth your
watch
time.
the whole season.
And
yeah, of course.
that's a really good show, because that show is really good. I hope they make a second season, because it did end on a cliffhanger, but I haven't seen anything about it. You know, Apple is not very forthcoming with that information.
Okay.
Keep it
Ship.
tight ship over there.
Yeah, Ship. What's number 4?
I think it's something we all watched this year. It was another one of these dramatized documentaries. It was Tetris, the movie Tetris. I think we all watched that.
I did. I never got around to it.
You never saw the car chase?
Yes, I did. I watched it. It was
I know
good.
Cheapy did. I never got.
Well, it was good. There was another, like, the performances. What's that guy's name? Taron Egerton.
Yeah,
How you pronounce his name?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Craven the Hunter. Isn't it? No, that's the other guy. That's Quicksilver. Yeah, Taron Egerton. Yes, he was in the movie with the British spy movie.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
The Kingsman.
The Kingsman. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. I don't know. You're just shouting out Marvel characters randomly. I don't know what happened just right there. But
Tetris was pretty good.
COVID brain. It just
I was confusing him with Aaron
trying
Taylor
to swim
Johnson.
past all the Marvel characters that you have in your head.
I was confusing him with Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Craven in the Craven movie, because they kind of look alike to me.
Okay, but yeah, the Tetris movie, like, that's about as good of a video game adjacent movie as I think you can pull off.
Yeah.
Do all the pieces fall together?
Moving on.
Whose turn is it?
Yours. We're going in order.
All right. I'm in my drama category now.
Okay.
It's like we're playing Trivial Pursuit here.
No, it's just all fun and relaxed.
Get the piece of the pie.
Haven't played that game in a while.
He's going for that pink piece. Entertainment.
Slow Horses is on my list. I've talked about that many times. Season 3 is out right now. Gary Oldman. Everybody loves Gary Oldman. Spy show in the UK. MI5. Apple TV. I have a lot of Apple TV stuff on here.
They don't put out crap.
They don't. It's
Not much.
It's pretty good quality.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit looks expensive too.
It does. They're filming it all on iPhones, right?
No. Is that true? That's not true. What are you talking? Say that with me. It's hard to, when you say it with a straight face and I'm looking at you, I don't know what to believe. All right. What else? Who's next?
I will bring up, I guess, because we're not doing this in any particular order. Another series that I really liked, and I don't know if you guys really gave it a fair shot, was Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne, basically
The
playing
old Navy
Columbo.
lady.
Yes, the old Navy lady.
No, I didn't watch that at all. I didn't even give it.
I saw the commercials for Old Navy.
Yeah, poker. She is in a bad situation, but it's a mystery show, and every episode is its own freestanding thing. Basically, there's one mystery, and at the end, the mystery is solved. So it's very similar to like an episode of old 80s TV, but it's done in a very sleek and modern way. Ryan Johnson wrote and directed a few of the episodes. He produced all the episodes. So, it has that sort of sensibility to it. It's a really well made show. Everyone in it is really good. And it's an unusual, she can always tell when somebody's lying to her. That's her thing. If somebody's lying, she knows. And it's very interesting to see her aha moment in every episode and how the mysteries are structured, and some of the plot lines really stuck with me even after the show ended. Like every now and again I'll be sitting there and I'll be thinking about, it was weird, the episode of Poker Face with Judith Light. That was a fucked up hour of television.
You didn't say they had an episode with Judith Light. Now I'm interested.
That episode alone is worth your time.
Huh.
Because that episode is very interesting. Like, and that's just it. Like, there are certain episodes that are just very interesting and very weird and yet engaging, and each mystery is interesting. And again, it's another show. They set it up for another season, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Got it.
Because that show couldn't have been cheap to make.
What else? Me? My turn? Your turn?
I think it's my turn.
Ship's turn.
Number 3 of the movies.
Mm.
It is Spider-Man Across the Universe, I think is the name of that movie.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah. Is it Across the Spider-Verse? Is that the name of the movie?
I think so.
The second movie that doesn't have an ending. I liked that one. That the universe. I guess I had universe in my mind there. So those characters are, I don't know, they're very appealing. My kids like them, like Miles and Gwen. I like to watch them when they're on the screen. Like there's a reason. Like I'm sure they made this 2 hours and 45 minutes, however long this thing was, and it just they made so much movie they had to make just stop it at that point to make the second one.
Right. I haven't watched it yet. I want to.
Just know that it's not a cliffhanger. There's like no cliffhanging at all. It's just the movie stops after 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay.
So
that's weird.
Yeah.
They're like, now we're gonna go do that. Credits.
Right. It's the most abrupt ending to a movie that I've ever seen.
Wow. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's got, I don't know. It does so much just visual tricks throughout the whole thing too. And it plays with all the different.
I should watch that another time. I didn't love it when I first saw it, but maybe I just wasn't there for it.
It's jarring, especially if you didn't know that it was just going to end.
Well, that I knew. I did know that going in.
But I kind of knew that going in, but just the extreme nature in which it does it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still wait, what? We're getting up, we're leaving the theater now. And I didn't see it in the theater, but I was just imagining like that of just people just looking around going, wait, what? But no, it's good. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Good.
Nice.
Now you can go.
Okay, I'm going to give my two here because they're kind of related. Well, not really, but they're both on Apple TV and they're both science fiction shows. One is called Silo. That's the all the people living in the big tower.
People live in a silo, yes.
And then there's one called Foundation, which is the Roman Empire. They do not live in it. Well, actually, there is a silo type structure in it, but it's basically like the Roman Empire of space. Mm-hmm. And they're both fucking awesome. They both look like they cost $1 gajillion to make. and they're really good. I mean, they're both fucking really good. And I also like Beef on Netflix. I'll give you another one. That's the one with Ali Wong. That's also very weird.
That
weird,
that looked
fucked up
too.
one.
I can't watch cringe TV. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I guess it's cringe. It's uncomfortable for sure.
Yeah, I don't like those shows.
Yeah, Mrs. Chibi fucking tapped out after one episode of that. I had to finish that one up on my own. That's one of the rare ones.
That's sort of like Nathan Fielder-esque stuff that I just can't do.
Yeah. His latest one is like that too. The Curse. Very fucking weird and cringy.
Not gonna happen.
Okay. Are we ready to move on to the games? You have more?
No, I've got
17 more?
two movies.
Do 'em.
Two
Let's
movies
go.
left.
And I didn't do my top.
Bang
I
'em
still have
out.
a few more on my list.
All right, do it.
I'll do the rest right now. I'll just
Sure.
go through the rest.
Yep.
I put all the other things I put on my list. I put on Loki, the series. It was a pretty crappy year for the MCU, to be blunt about it, but I actually really liked Loki. I thought that did a really good job of wrapping up a character.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I still haven't watched the season.
I'll just say it does a really good job of wrapping it up. Like, there's so, and that's, which is something Marvel has done poorly in the past, and it just does it does what it sets out to do in a very interesting way. I like Tom Hiddleston a lot. I think he really cares about the character of Loki, and it shows in his performance and in that show. So that's what I will say about that. I also really like Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, the Scott Pilgrim animated series that came out this year. I was not expecting what happens in that to happen in that, and I really enjoyed it, and I was surprised by it, and I think that was really good. And I don't know if you guys have either of you watched any of that.
Nope.
See, that's why I don't want to over talk about it, because I feel like Chip's gonna watch it at some point. And the other thing I watched, which I can't spoil, that I put on my list, it was Life on Our Planet. That is the documentary narrated by Morgan Freeman on Netflix, where it goes through the dawn of creation till today, and each episode is a different period of our evolution, and it is fascinating and it is interesting, and it literally covers billions of years in that series, but it does it in a way that's so good. I really recommend it. I felt smarter when I finished that. And it's probably the best nature, but it doesn't, it's not really real animals, so it's hard to call it a nature documentary on Netflix. It's the best of the current crop of dinosaur documentaries for sure.
The ending must be very depressing.
The ending is super depressing because it's like, oh, and here are humans, and here's why we suck.
Look what we fucked up. We fucked up all this shit.
You know that they're building to that too, because they show and the dinosaurs, a peaceful world of dinosaurs, essentially. And they're like, yeah, I get it.
Everything sucks now.
Everything sucks
We don't
now.
even have
And it's your
dinosaurs
fault.
anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's not our fault.
And the bees.
Yeah.
Where them bees at?
And learning when grass came in and why grass is important. Remember I talked about that.
This is the grass show.
This is the grass show. This is like, oh, by the way, at one point there was only grass on like 10% of the earth. And then all of a sudden there was grass on like 80% of the earth, and every single animal on the planet fucking changed in like 3 days. So it's like
the
crazy.
Grass. They really like the grass.
Well, grass is a food for many animals. But when there wasn't that much grass on the planet, there weren't that many animals that ate grass and then there was a lot of grass. So then animals evolved into, which is why you have the tall dinosaurs and then you don't have tall dinosaurs.
You're making me hungry.
I'm just saying it's interesting and it's worth your time. And that was actually might be my favorite thing that I watched this year.
Fair enough. What's it, Planet Earth? No.
Life on Earth?
Life on Earth.
Yeah. Life on our planet.
The people who brought you Planet Earth.
Life on Our Planet.
Oh.
Well. Watch it. Watch one episode.
Okay, I will.
Fine.
Jesus.
And Chip, you can watch that with your kids.
I can watch a
Make
lot
him.
of stuff with my kids.
You can watch anything with your kids theoretically.
Right. Like,
Yeah. You should watch it with your kids. There you go. That's a better way to put it. Okay, Ship, finish out your list.
My number 2 was Killers of the Flower Moon, which I talked about last week, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, both of you are going to watch that, so we can talk about it again in the future as well. And then my number 1 was Barbie.
Ooh.
Oh, that was your number 1.
That is my number 1. I could watch that. The soundtrack is really good on that one too. So
I already watched that movie twice, so I get it.
Yeah.
And that movie only came out on Friday.
Yeah, and it's the visual style of that one as well. Like, I don't know, it's just a fun movie to look at the same time.
They did a lot of that practically. That movie is mostly practical effects, and everything.
I watched all of the making ofs and everything, all the extras.
He's a Barbie girl. Boy.
But it makes a difference. Like, you watch that, and you know that the actors there are feeding off the energy of being in that environment, and it makes a significant difference in that movie. And the other, and that movie does things well. It's another movie where it subverts expectation, because if you watch the trailers, are we spoiled? Can you spoil Barbie? I don't even know. But, I went in there thinking like, oh, this is going to be a movie. It's going to be Barbie in the real world, and it's going to be 2 hours of Barbie in the real world. And that's not what that movie is. It's actually very little of what that movie is. And I appreciated that in that movie. I think the turn it makes is a much smarter one and a better one. And it's part of the reason why that movie made $1 billion.
There's a lot of reasons it did. But yes. Yeah, it almost, a lot of the visuals, while not the same as like a Wes Anderson movie, which I like all of his stuff, like it's a similar, I don't know, like juxtaposition or something between the actors and the sets and like the pops of the framing and the pops of color, like the
mise en scène. Is that the word you're looking for?
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Miso soup.
The miso
soup is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah. Are we up to the games yet?
Yeah, we are.
Now we're up to games.
Whoa. All right. I have 5 games.
Okay. Not just random categories.
5 games, but 70 categories.
Perfect.
Now, some of the categories have no games in them.
That's okay.
But I'm still going to read the categories.
All right. Your favorite Switch game of the year.
My favorite fishing Switch game of the year.
Okay, good.
This is one that I have no games in.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Keep reading the categories.
Okay. My least favorite fishing game on the Switch of the year. It's another one with no games in it.
Hello Kitty fishing.
All right. Wombat, go first.
Oh, I'm going first?
Yes.
I put down as my 5th favorite game of the year, I put the Making of Karateka, because I really like those museum documentary games. And this was this year's. They're made by Digital Eclipse, who were recently purchased by Atari. In 2022, they did the Atari 50th collection, which is stellar. And they did another one this year with Karateka, which was very unique. It does have the game on there and a remaster of the game on there, but it's really just about learning about those early days of video games and all of that fun stuff that's in there that I get very engaged in, and I really like them. And I think it's a nice little interactive documentary. They already announced at least one of the ones, if they do more than one, for 2024, which is going to be Jeff Minter.
Okay.
Jeff Minter story is the next one. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that, because who knows? They've had a game. They've been my number 5 game 2 years in a row, and I'm curious to see if they could do 3.
I found myself just thinking about Space Giraffe when I was driving around today.
See?
Like, it just came into my head. I'm like, Space Giraffe. That was a thing that everybody was into.
Mm-hmm.
Not me.
Oh no, you were in a Space Giraffe. I remember.
I was. Fuck.
Yeah,
I thought I was cool.
You had
I
a
was
t-shirt.
too cool for Space. No,
you had a t-shirt.
It did not.
Yes, you did. You used to wear it on the bus.
Stop it. My number 5 game is RoboCop Rogue City.
Look at that.
I finished it, but what I really appreciated about the game, and I think what helped me even appreciate it more, was that the documentary came out at the same time, or like, I watched it after I played the game, and it sort of just pointed out like why I really liked the movie so much and why I thought the game was like the best thing I could say about the game is like they did a great job of like rendering RoboCop and like the locations in the game. And some of the voice work is good. But like
RoboCop,
it doesn't have the magic of RoboCop. Like it's literally a shell of what the movie is. Yeah, it's not a great game.
Number 5.
But I didn't play that many games. It's number 5.
Sure.
There it is.
What you got there, Ship? What's your
I
number?
played a lot of games this year, but a lot of them were not from this year. And then some of the ones I did not want to put in my top 5 that I played that were this year that I didn't think were.
It's okay. There's no real rules. So
No, there are. I'm setting them. It's fine.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So this one, it came out on other platforms in a previous year, but this was the year it came to Xbox. It was Loop Hero.
Yes.
Even though I played the majority of that on the PC, I think last week I said I had like 70 something hours in Loop Hero.
Yes.
Yes, I like the simplicity of that game and the structure of it, of building your towns and the interaction there and the randomness as you go around and unlocking things. It has a set amount of time to it, right? So like, you're going to sit down, you're going to play for 5 to 15 minutes maximum, and then you're going to be like, all right, I paid my 15 minutes today, I'm going to go to work now. So yeah, it was very good.
I'm glad I recommended that game to you.
I don't think you did.
I did.
I'm going to stick with the same way you told GP did.
Big door prize.
Yeah.
All right, Wombat, you're up.
It's fair. What did I pick?
I know you recommended that to me. I
know that. I'm teasing. It's fine. I picked, and the only reason why I have this low on my list is because I have not finished it yet, because I only recently picked it up. But I have a feeling that if I finished it this year, it would be on my list, and that would be Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's going to question that either, that logic. It's very solid. It's a very solid Spider-Man game. It's got Spider-Man in it, and it has all the things that you'd like about having games with Spider-Man in it in that game. So Spider-Man 2.
I watched the videos on YouTube. That's how good it is. They have like people record themselves in 4K HDR, swinging like expert swingers.
Mm-hmm. and now's the time to like randomly shout out Kraven the Hunter.
Exactly. Kraven the Hunter is in that game. Yes, he is the big bad.
I feel like Wombat and I may have one game in common on the list this year.
I find that so hard to believe.
I know, but I feel like it might happen.
Well, you're next. So what is it?
Oh, we're going to find out right now.
Yes, that's what I literally just said.
Cyberpunk 2077?
I did not put Cyberpunk 2077 on my list, but sorry.
I obviously did not come out this year, but they updated it so much this year. They really changed the game a lot. And I played a lot. I played like 40 hours of that game this year.
No, that's a good amount. It was my third most played game on the Xbox, and yet I didn't put it on my list. But yes, that's a very good game.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially when they redid all the skill tree stuff, and now you can just make your guy into like a guy who floats in the air, basically slashing people and deflecting bullets with a sword. It's pretty rewarding, And I paid $5 for it, so I'm pretty excited with that investment.
That's a good investment.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Disney Illusion Island, the Switch game. So that one, it was just it's kind of a casual Metroidvania. So like I never played the co-op because I thought I would be absolutely driven insane by trying to have people follow where I was going, platforming and solving puzzles and battling bosses and everything. It just did not sound like that was going to be enjoyable at all. So I did not tell my kids until I was after I was finished with the game that it was a multiplayer game.
I've never seen a video of this or picture of this game before.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
It has that modern Mickey Mouse look to it of
Yep.
those newer cartoons. Which, if you've never watched the newer Mickey Mouse cartoons, GP,
I've not.
or
they are
ridden rides.
so good. Those new Mickey Mouse cartoons are
Dude,
so good.
I'm a
And the ride's
50-year-old
fantastic,
dude
too.
guy with a teenage son. We're not watching Mickey Mouse cartoons in
They're
this
not-
I
house.
have a feeling if you rode the ride though, you'd at least smile.
I'm telling you, those cartoons not for kids. There's some weird shit in those cartoons.
Now Goofy, he is driving a train. He's the conductor of a train,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't go well. If
Nope.
you can imagine that.
I can't. It's hijinks.
Yes.
Hijinks ensue.
Mm.
There's some good shit.
What?
It is.
Anyway.
This game's it's well put together. It's not difficult. I guess you could make it more difficult, like to like one hit kills if you wanted to, but I don't know why you would
Right.
possibly want to do that. But I went through and I found I don't remember if I completed all the collectibles, but I got real close to getting all
Is
the
this
collectibles.
Nintendo published?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
think so. I'm not
Like,
sure.
why is it exclusive to the Switch? I guess is really my question.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it's going to come at a different time to other platforms.
Which sounds plausible if it's not Nintendo published. That's why I
It's
asked.
published by Disney Electronic Content,
Hmm.
the DEC.
The DGC.
You down with the EC?
Hmm.
I didn't know Disney published games anymore. Did you?
Me neither.
They're back.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, are we back to me, by the way? Or are you still
Maybe.
talking about Mickey Mouse?
I think we're back to you.
I mean, I can continue to talk about Mickey Mouse, but
Who can?
No.
great.
I put on my list, and this is a controversial pick because I know people have a lot of things to say about it, and I will address it in the pick.
Jeffrey
that is-
Epstein's Pro Golf. No, it's not that.
No, it's first of all, it's Jeffrey Epstein's Flight Simulator.
Oh, right.
But no, it is Mortal Kombat 1. The new Mortal Kombat
Why is it
game.
controversial?
It's controversial because it has a lot of things for sale, post-sale, in an item shop, similar to a free-to-play game, and the prices are a little steep for some of the offerings. They were charging at one point $14 for a fatality, and that was kind of shitty. And then they changed
How many
it
did
where
you buy?
I didn't buy any.
Was it good?
Huh? A
Was
good.
it a good
It was like
fatality?
it was like a Halloween fatality.
Oh, FOMO.
Spooky.
yeah. Yeah. So I didn't get that. But anyway, so I understand the criticism, but I think outside of that criticism, it's one of the best Mortal Kombat games I've played. It's a really strong game. There's a lot to do. The story mode obviously is crazy. It reboots the storyline of Mortal Kombat because that's a thing that needed to happen. But there's a good amount of single player content, and the characters are all interesting. It has all your favorites and a couple of new characters, and I don't know. It's just a really good Mortal Kombat game that I found myself like you said, like you and Loop Hero. I know that I'm gonna play this. It's gonna 5 minutes of Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna unlock some shit and I'm gonna go about the rest of my day. So yeah, it's they streamline. It's very streamlined compared to Mortal Kombat 11, which I mentioned before, and it really is to the game's benefit. What hurts it is them trying to sell all that shit later
And not having RoboCop.
and not having RoboCop or
Bitches
Leatherface.
leave.
Oh, I hit the wrong RoboCop button. Fuck.
Mhm. Yeah,
My bad.
You got Red Foreman instead.
He was in the RoboCop doc.
Yes, that doesn't surprise me.
Everybody was pretty much.
You're
except
up next.
The dead people.
Mikey.
I'm up next. My number 3 favorite game of 2023. Now, this is controversial, unlike your pick, Wombat. Hogwarts Legacy. Controversial.
For Switch?
No, we played it on the Xbox Series X. Remember, I got it from my library and we finished it. Mrs. Cheapy and I, she sat there and we finished the game. It was pretty good third person action adventure game. I don't really care much about Harry Potter, but you have like a wand and you can shoot the people and then make them fly around and combos. And
I still want to play this game, but yeah, good.
Yep, it was. Who's next?
I am. My genre is survivors.
Okay, yes, survivors, yes.
Yeah. It is Army of Ruin.
Okay.
So this is like last year's Vampire Survivors, except they modernized the graphics, right? It's like instead of being a retro looking game, it's a modern looking game that has all that same gameplay mechanics, but it's not a total ripoff of it. Like it doesn't like copy it beat for beat.
Okay.
So
inspired by,
and there's many inspirations by this year.
I got an email about a first person shooter Vampire Survivors.
I'm sure it makes
I feel
sense,
like
right?
that would just make me nauseous. But
wait, do you auto shoot? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's an auto shoot first person. It's a survivor style game.
I could see that working.
Yeah, I should send you the email. I think it was only
you couldn't
like
have nearly the
$5.
amount of like enemies. Like that would be horrible.
Don't know, and I'm like, I don't want to find out. Was sort of my.
But yeah, it's like I think it's like $8 or something. Army of Ruin is, and I've probably put. It didn't show up on my Xbox report, which I find like surprising that I have not put at least 50 hours into this year.
Wait, my Xbox report only gave me 3 games. I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me 3.
Sucks, by the way.
Yeah, like why? What are you holding back?
Right.
Like just show me the whole list. Like just give it to me. But yeah, it's very good. I'm nearly 100% at this point. I think I have like probably like 10 more things to unlock. But yeah, really good. Army of Ruin. I think there was a CAGcast listener turned me on to that one. So
I should have looked up what that looked like. Army of Ruin.
I think you've looked it up before.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
It's got a nice look to it.
Yep. Who's next? Wombat.
There's only 3 of us. So I put down as my number 2 and number 1 game are really tied, but for number 2, I'm going to put the Diablo 4 in that slot. I finished that game. I played that game. When I first got that game, I couldn't put it down. And then I played that game and I finished that game. And then I played a good amount of the first season when they came out with the season for that game.
Right.
And I think I have like 4 characters created in that game now. Like that's another game. Like sometimes I'm just be like, you know what? It's crappy outside and my kids don't need me. I think I'm going to play a little Diablo just to kill some time because that's a fun thing to do. And there it is. I mean, it does a good job it does a really good job at being Diablo.
They did it.
They made the game that I wanted it to be. I don't think it's the game that a lot of other people want it to be. And again, I hear you and I see you and I understand what your problems are, but I really like what that game is for what it is.
I'm looking forward to playing it on Game Pass in the near future.
That might happen because it's, that's all one company now. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'll
after Spyro.
And I made a barbarian that looks like Mr. T and
can't lose.
Cool. Can't lose with that. You really can't.
Can't get on an airplane, but can't lose.
It's okay.
My number 2 game is like you, Wombat, a game that I can just play for like 20 minutes or so. Apex Legends. I played it a lot this year, 160 something hours. And I'm still not that good. But they got me with the addictive battle royale. That's all.
All right, that's fair.
I don't have to say anything else about it.
Nope.
Why learn these new games when I can just play this game? And
but you know what? I guarantee you Apex Legends 2023 is not the same game as Apex Legends 2022.
There's a lot more different characters. They've added a lot more.
Different
maps. RoboCop, not in the game. unfortunately.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Post Malone had a thing, but he was not in the game either.
Mm.
Just his name.
Mm.
Anyway, that's my number 2 pick, Apex Legends.
What you got there, Ship?
I got Super Mario Brothers Wonder for the Switch.
Oh, that's a Switch game I actually would want to play very much.
Yep.
So
They know how to make those Mario games really, really good.
yep, that does not surprise me.
So yeah, that I've talked a lot about that game. I still need to go back and completely get all there is to get in that game, but I've got a good portion of it at this point. Yeah, it's just like it takes you back to playing those 2D Mario games that we grew up with, right? Like it's like, oh, okay, they've taken it. I don't have to build levels, right? Like it's none of that nonsense. It's just like it's even better than like the new Super Mario Brothers when they were doing those. Remember that they were like pretty good.
I like those.
Like,
yeah, I like those a lot.
Pretty good. Yeah, they were good. But this one is like, oh, we've made it a little bit like more modern. Like it looks better. Like the animation is just so much better. Like it does like those wonder seeds that go and just make it wacky. It's just like, okay, like they didn't just make a standard like Mario game. Like they're having fun and kind of like pushing like what you can do with Mario. So it's very good.
When you play that, do you play that on the TV or just on the handheld?
I mainly played it on the handheld. That's usually how I play Switch for the most part.
I figured.
Yeah.
Too far to walk to get to the TV.
Well, it's usually when my kids are playing something on the TV. Is usually when the Switch time is for me.
Makes sense.
Yes.
All right, Wombat. Number 1.
What's my number 1 game, Chiefy?
Fortnite.
Yes, it is. Fortnite again. Can't go wrong.
Which one?
The Guitar Hero Fortnite.
I'm going to say 0 builds, if you want me to be specific.
Thank you.
There you go. Fortnite 0 builds Battle Royale. It's still the game I play by far the most of any other game. It would be silly and dishonest for me to put anything else at number 1. It is a literal section on this very show. And also, to be fair, it is not the same game, and it was not the same game in 2023 that it was in 2022. You know, new maps, new everything. And
Lego.
as Chip knows, they added the big Lego thing.
And RoboCop.
And RoboCop is in there. So he has a bit. Actually, I think he was for sale at some point in the past year.
He's taken over all the games.
Yep, I got the Terminator in my Fortnite. That's why.
Also a good one.
That was one of my purchases this year in that game. Was Terminator he's got the robot arm and the red eye and the Schwarzenegger face.
I would like to dance the shout with him with my RoboCop.
I have that emote and I could do that and you could emote with me. So I could. That is something that can be made to happen.
And you can bring some of your friends who have some other characters that we enjoy.
Yes, like Michael Myers and let's see, and Peter Griffin.
Eminem maybe.
And Eminem.
If you like him.
Mm-hmm. And The Weeknd. Bruno Mars.
Sure. I don't know. Yeah. I like them. All right. Very good.
Rick from Rick and Morty.
No, isn't he canceled?
I don't know. All the characters from The Walking Dead, I feel like, are in there. Iron Man, Spider-Man, multiple Spider-Man.
I mean, that's good. That's going to get Chip in. A
little
bit louder now. A little bit louder now.
You get a little Tom Holland Spider-Man. You get comic book Spider-Man.
We have not touched Fortnite since the last episode.
That's fine.
It is GS3 nonstop over here.
That's okay.
It's my turn for number 1.
Yes, your turn number 1.
My number 1 game is a game that we just started playing, but are already like on chapter 4, I think, and that is Alan Wake 2, which I was always a big fan of the first one, and second one is even better than the first one.
It's very appropriate. R.I.P. James McCaffrey, who I believe was voiced in that game, the original Max Payne.
Oh, is he in Alan Wake 2 as well?
Yeah, he was in Alan Wake 2 as well. Super nice guy who I was lucky enough to work with on Max Payne.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would say, I didn't know anything about Alan Wake 2 going into it. And the best thing I could say to describe it to somebody without any spoilers, if you're familiar with the HBO show True Detective, I think they did a really good job of channeling that show and making that into a video game, to the point where you could make other video games with this sort of formula. The way it's different than the first one in the way they've structured the game, and it's pretty great. I don't want to give it. I think you enjoy it much more just going in as blind as possible. So I wouldn't even tell you the structure of the game, but it's very original and works well as modern media.
I love modern media.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
I think that would have been on my list had I had played it. But
yeah,
it's tough, because now I have time, because it's Christmas break, right? Holiday break, winter break, whatever I'm supposed to call this thing. And the kids are staying up late, right?
They can't be looking at what's going on the screen for that game.
Right.
They won't be sleeping much.
Yeah. So once I think this is after the kids are back in school, then I think that's when I swoop in and start hammering away in the evening.
Don't they want to spend a couple of nights at grandma's house?
I feel like that's not going to get me. I need to be playing it every night.
I guess.
I don't want to play it for 2 days and then put it down for 2 weeks.
No, you can't. You wouldn't like that.
Right. I want to be able to this is my thing here for I don't know, 2-3 weeks, however long it's going to take me to hammer through it.
Although I will say that I feel like there may be some systems in the game to support that type of play.
Oh, I'm sure. Last time on Alan Wake.
But no, they don't. It's cool. I don't want to say anything. Okay, they did a great job of making a sequel that's not derivative, which is who does that? It's cool.
Remedy.
Yeah, it's great.
So what's your number one?
That's a perfect segue into my number one, Marvel Spider-Man 2. They made the third game of these Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much just like the first two Spider-Man games, but it's still really good. I just I hope for the next one, this might be enough of this anytime soon, which I know if we look at the leaks we can see the next one isn't anytime soon.
Right.
But yeah, they've perfected this formula of game, right? And they my biggest complaint about this one, which I said before, was just it didn't go weird enough or original enough in the story. It just played it a little bit close to stories that have already been told many times. Yeah. Where I thought the first two games were much more unique in the stories, because you get nobody knows who Mr. Negative is. Who is this guy, right?
Right. I never heard of him. Right.
And then it's the Miles game. It's okay, we know who Miles is, but there's some stories there that we haven't been hearing for the past 30 plus years, right? Of having Spider-Man stories. Whereas this one, it's much more traditional of hey, Craven's here. What's Craven here to do? Oh, he's hunting people in the city.
Right. That's what he does. That's his thing.
Right. That's what he does. So, and there's more to it. I'm not going to spoil the whole storyline and everything, but they do a good job of having you play as both of Peter Parker and Miles Morales. I will say Dashel was disappointed that there was no co-op option, which I know is a completely different ask for this game. But when you have two Spider-Men,
that would be a little. I would want that.
You would want that.
I would not.
How would they do it though?
I mean, I would assume it would just be on screen together. I mean, for the
Correct.
fighting, it would work.
It's an open world game.
Yeah,
You could have two Spider-Man going around doing Spider-Man stuff.
I guess it would just feel very cluttered. I wouldn't want to see that on half a screen while the other Spider-Man goes off in another direction, and all of a sudden the screen splits and you have the line in the middle. And
the line's always in the middle. You don't do that. Nobody does that split. That was a Lego thing that they tried and it failed like 17 Lego games ago. Like that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts. I would no. I'm gonna give that a big no.
Well, you wouldn't have to do it.
That's fair,
right? Like,
I'm saying I wouldn't want to play it. You're right, but if you think it should be there, then by all means.
I'm just saying, there's two Spider-Men in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not crazy.
Just doing the math on it. But
don't you think online is more likely than on the same system?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, like they've made a lot of game there, right? It's just I would like something more than just like, it's my number one game of the year, right? It's my favorite game, but I would like it to expand to something new beyond the formula that they have at this point with these Spider-Man games. And that's I'm hoping like that X-Men or the Wolverine game is just not the Spider-Man game without swinging.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Well, he has parkour.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine parkour. I saw that video. Use the claws. Right into the wall.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Wolverine, like, I don't know. You just kind of want him to show up somewhere and beat people up. You're not really concerned about how he's getting somewhere.
A motorcycle, you would think.
Right. Yeah. Like, but he's just like, you don't have to, like, I've never thought like, I want to watch Wolverine, like,
climb up a building
to where he's going and then like climb up a building. It's like, no, I want to see him like beat up some people
and be angry for no reason.
Slice off someone's arm.
Right.
Yeah.
And say bub. Say bub a lot. There should be a button for bub.
Yeah.
Did that leak? Is the triangle?
It's push B for bub.
Triangle.
Mm-hmm. You slide your finger on that thing in the middle of the controller.
For bub or for the claws to come out?
For bub. You slide for bub.
Oh man, how loud is that gonna like make the claw sound, the snick sound?
Oh, every time
the controller.
It's gonna go.
You're just gonna have to recharge your controller every time you take out his claws. It's just gonna take up so much power.
You swipe up for claws. You swipe left for bub.
Okay.
You got it?
Got it. I'm writing that down.
Okay. Bub.
All right. Did we make it through the lists? I think we did. That was a lot of lists.
Done. We're all listed out.
Good. I'm tired and hungry. It's time to go to bed.
All right.
Well, I think we've said it all. We've given you the lists. We've given it something, a moderate amount of effort.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and sound off in the comments.
Exactly. And I guess we'll see you next year.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Thanks for listening this year. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
New Year.
Happy Hanukkah. Ramadan? Is that now? No. Nothing. All right. Bye.
Bread's done.